Here is the honest answer. Correcting a real vitamin D deficiency is worth doing for your bones and your health. But taking vitamin D supplements to prevent cancer when your level is already fine has not held up the way people hoped. I want to give you the nuance on this one because it is not a simple yes or no, and anyone who gives you a clean slogan is skipping the part that matters. Start with why the excitement was reasonable. For years, observational studies kept finding the same pattern. People with higher vitamin D levels in their blood had lower rates of several cancers, especially colorectal. That is a real signal, and it is worth taking seriously. But observational studies have a trap built into them, and it is the same trap that shows up all over nutrition. People with higher vitamin D also tend to spend more time outdoors, exercise more, weigh less, and be healthier overall. Vitamin D might be the cause, or it might just be a marker for a healthier life. When your blood level of something tracks with being active and lean, you cannot tell whether the vitamin is doing the work or just riding along. There is only one way to settle that, and it is a randomized trial. Give some people vitamin D and some people a placebo at random and see what happens. The biggest one is the VITAL trial, published in 2019. Nearly 26,000 people took either 2,000 units of vitamin D a day or a placebo for about 5 years. The headline result for cancer was that vitamin D did not lower the number of people who got cancer. Cancer incidence was essentially the same in both groups. That was a disappointment for a lot of people, myself included, but it is what the best evidence showed. Now the nuance, because this is where it gets interesting and where the honest story lives. Some secondary analyses of VITAL and other trials hinted at signals worth watching. There were suggestions that vitamin D might reduce deaths from cancer or reduce advanced and metastatic cancer, even if it did not stop cancer from starting. There were hints the benefit might be clearer in people who are not carrying excess weight. I want to be careful here. These are secondary findings, the kind that generate the next study rather than settle the question, and they have been debated hard. So the fair summary is this. Vitamin D supplements did not prevent cancer from occurring, and there are unsettled hints they might affect how cancer behaves once it is there. That is a real and honest place to leave it. So what should you actually do? First, this is a genuine reason to know your vitamin D level, because deficiency is common, especially if you have darker skin, spend little time in the sun, live somewhere with long winters, or are older. Correcting a true deficiency is clearly worth it for your bones, your muscles, and your general health, and it removes a risk factor you do not need. Second, this is not a reason to megadose. More vitamin D is not more protective, and very high doses can cause harm by raising your blood calcium. The trials that worked with reasonable doses did not find that pushing levels sky high bought you anything extra. Here's the frame I trust. Vitamin D is a fix the deficiency nutrient, not a take more and win nutrient. Get your level checked, correct it if it is low, get some safe sun and some vitamin D foods, and stop there. Do not build your cancer prevention plan around a supplement that the best trial we have says does not lower your odds of getting cancer in the first place. Put that energy into the things that actually move the needle, like not smoking, staying active, keeping your weight in a healthy range, limiting alcohol, and eating a lot of plants. The vitamin D story is a good lesson in how science self-corrects. A promising signal met a rigorous trial, and the trial won. That is not a failure. That is the system working the way it is supposed to.